Y'all, I forgot how freaking entertaining this is. This is sexual assault. Bro, this is kind of cringe. This is not very good writing. Now strip, period. Get it? Overall, as I did. Ew. Ew. You could definitely tell his erection sprung free. Fell roughly thrust up on this is my headshot. Yeah. Ew. That's ew. Because I licked it. Oh no. It was freaky. Hey guys, it's Friend Beef, and literally today we're reading Wattpad. It's like Dead by Daylight stuff. So this one is Pyramid Head. And I already read a Ghostface one and a Michael Myers one. It was really bad, bro. Like, this author's really bad at writing.
Why you got that wig on? You don't look like Michael. You look like Mikael Myers.
Okay, let's get into it. I'm gonna try to be as in character as possible, okay, guys? 3, 2, 1. After my amazing success last time, I want to see if I can find a very specific realm. Stepping into the fog, and by the way, when she says amazing success, she's talking about all the killers she's with so far. So she wants to see if she can see another killer. Okay, back to the story. I can find a very specific realm. Stepping into the fog, I squeeze my eyes shut and picture my destination. Sure enough, as I opened my eyes, I was delighted to see I was stood in the halls of Midwich Elementary School. Sadly, the one I was looking for was elsewhere currently, so I began walking in the hopes of bumping into him. A rift in the floor caught my attention. Seeing as if it was one of his trials, I knew this was how I could make him aware of my presence. Stepping onto it, I winced a little. Ouch! Feeling myself become tormented. At least now he'll know I'm here.
Deku are going to make some slime. Some Baku Deku slime! Baku Deku slime!
Deciding to wait around the trial, I kept an eye on both halls, trying to contain my excitement as I saw him appear around one of the corners. As he began moving in my direction, I raised my hand and waved at him. Hi, Pyramid Head!
My head! Get out of my head! Get out of my head! You're my head! Let me show my head!
Oh, hell no. I grinned. Doing my best to communicate what I was after. As he got closer, I saw him stab his knife into the ground, leaping? I think she meant leaning. Leaning to one side, I just about dodged his attack. Oh no, leaping to one side, I just about dodged his attack. Hey, now that's a bit rude. I mumbled under my breath, realizing he wasn't going to be as easy as I anticipated. Who would have guessed? Pyramid Head is into bondage. So wait a second. What? Chuckling to myself slightly at the thoughts, I saw one of the doors open and Pyramid Head walked in.
FBI, open up!
Resting his knife against one of the desks and making his way towards my cage suspended in the middle of the room. Oh Lord. Walking to the back of the cage, he pulled it open, reaching his hands toward me. His gloved fingers trailed over my sides, down my hips, and lastly, thighs. That's literally what it says, bro. Arousal welled inside of me as I felt him pull my hips back and press it to my behind, slightly grinding against me. Wait, this is fun. Slightly grinding against me. Wait, where am I? Where am I? Oh. From the feeling of it, the knife wasn't the only big and long thing he possessed. I'm freaking scared, bro. hard mass behind his apron growing rapidly. Ew! From the sound of shifting fabric, he began to shed the apron from his body. I turned my head back to look at him, my eyes trailing over his newly exposed form, as his hands moved to mine, gently removing the clothing from my lower half. Oh no. Rape. The cool air on my exposed skin made me shiver a little. Through the warmth of his body once again pressing against me soon relieved that. As he began to grind his lips against me again, one of his hands crept up on my top to gently squeeze my... Gently? We are talking about Pyramid Head here. He's not gonna do nothing gently. Anyways, earning him a small gasp. Before I had time to react, he swiftly... Pyramid is not swiftly. Moved back enough to push himself in. So whoa!
Oh my
What?
God.
An echoed groan coming from under his mask. Okay, well, literally, I don't think he would speak because he never speaks. Especially for this. He didn't hesitate to start into me at full force.
I just might have to dig you down on some gangster shit.
Catching me completely off guard. Ah! 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 Desperate flowed from my lips as he kept up the rough pace, his grip on me feeling tight enough to bruise. It barely took a few more minutes for my building up inside of me, and despite my best efforts to hold back, I just gasped out his name. Pyramid! As he brought me to my wrist had started to get a little sore. Wait, I forgot she's in this cage. And I was glad to feel him and release his over my before reaching up and freeing my hands. So crazy ass author. Once I could move, he lowered me gently. Again, bro, these descriptive words are not good for the character. He lowered me gently to the ground and I leant my weight against the cage while I caught my breath. That was amazing. I panted, feeling his hand playfully squeeze my behind. What? Oh my gosh, this is pissing me off. Squeezed my behind before he pulled his apron back on and went to collect his knife. To my surprise, he walked back over and thoughtfully wiped off. That was the worst one yet, honestly. We're gonna read one more, and it's gonna be called S&M, and it's a Ghostface fan. Oh, this was kind of long a little bit. 7-minute read. Should we listen to text-to-speech?
Yes.
Aww. There's a Oni one, y'all. There's a Oni one. Should we? I'm gonna read it. Should we listen to voice to text again? Voice to speech? We're gonna read Oni, but I'm gonna read it. I'm not gonna let voice to speech read it again, cause... Okay. 3, 2, 1. After beating around the killers enough, I found out that it's possible to move between the realms even outside the trials. Whatever. As I began to explore the new environment, the faint sound of water flowing became noticeable in the distance. Cautiously wandering closer as I saw it, a hot spring. I really hit the jackpot here! Next to it was a small traditional-looking arbor with a pile of towels on the corner of the railing. Next to it was a small traditional towels on the corner of the railing. While I've been here, I haven't seen any killers around, so I'd say it's safe to say to take a little dip. It's been a long while since I've been in warm water, that's for sure. And besides, even if one did come by, perhaps they'd be interested in something else.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Ew. slipping my clothes off, and folding them into a neat pile. I stepped carefully into the water and allowed my body to sink into the warmth. Almost immediately, I felt any tension remaining in my muscles drifting away. Resting my head back against the stone sides and letting my eyes flutter shut. The sound of heavy footsteps made me jolt back into my focus, hearing them stop a little ways behind me. I felt frozen in place as the figure's deep, commanding voice rang out. If you're going to use my handspring, I'd expect you to make yourself useful! There was a short pause before I quickly turned my head to see the Oni in his regular attire, only missing his weapons. The lack of sword and kanabo made me feel slightly less nervous, though with the size of him, he definitely didn't need them. A metallic clunk snapped me out of my thoughts, and I saw him gradually stripping his armor off, placing it to the ground. She don't want a puppy, she want a big dog.
She don't want no puppy, she want a big dog.
I quickly averted my gaze and felt my cheeks heat up as he began to remove his last few coverings aside from his mask and move towards the spring. Instinctively, I shifted my hands to cover myself as he stepped into the water, facing away from me so I could only catch a glimpse of his incredibly muscular back. As he sank down into the water, he towered over me when sat down and he tilted his head to look at me, appearing to laugh softly.
Come here.
He commanded, his voice firm yet alluring. I didn't dare refuse and hesitantly moved over to him, feeling his hands grab my hips under the water. Once I was close enough and scooped me up onto his thigh, the direct contact of our skin made my cheeks turn crimson, which he clearly found amusing. Keeping one of his hands on my hip, the other moved up to my cheek and directed my gaze to meet his hidden one. What?
So small. I hope I won't break you.
He thought aloud, making a small hum of interest afterwards. Placing my hands directly on his chest, I felt his drift to my behind, watching to see how I'd react. As he gripped gently, bro, I couldn't help but gasp at the gesture, which seemed to be the response he was looking for as he continued to touch me. Oh Lord, evoking a warmth in my lower half that wasn't there a moment prior. One of his hands left my behind and held one of my wrists, guiding my hand down his front and under the water. A small gasp left my lips as my hand collided with his very sizable, wrapping my fingers around it curiously. Fingers around what? Curiously? What do you mean curiously? There's no way this is fitting inside me easily. He's huge. As I began to steadily move my hands along him, he let out a low groan from under his mask. Ew! This sound excited me immensely. Feeling his fingers trail underneath me, I let out a small of my own as he me. With each moment of my hands, he also made one. What? With each moment of my hands, he also made one, keeping the same steady pace as me. As I began to speed up my strokes, his matched, quickly letting me know how to earn more. Oh, I see. Before I had a chance to register what he was doing, I felt myself being moved up until his oh no. Oh no! Slightly pressured against me, placing my hands onto his large shoulders for support. I gritted my teeth and winced a little as he began to pull me down onto him. His sheer stressing me more than ever before. Pausing frequently to let me adjust, he continued as much of him that would fit was snugly inside of me, which was likely only 3/4 of him at most. I barely had a second to relax before he started to gently move me up and down, coaxing softly for me as he gradually increased his pace. As he got rougher and rougher, rapidly forming inside me, leaning forward up onto his chest for support and hearing his husky breaths. Not a second later, I felt myself holding onto him tightly as he kept up the pace throughout my not slowing at all. I felt him starting to get pulling me down a few more times before laying out a noise of pleasure and resting myself against his body. I felt his chest rising and falling, gradually slowing back to normal. A whole page. So guys, let me know if you want me to become a storyteller.
No.
Y'all will not believe what I just freaking found out about this person. Hey there, I'm Snail Lonaze, he, it, and I'm a DID system. Guys, for people who don't know what that is, it essentially means I'm multiple people sharing one body. Because of this, our writing updates are infrequent and highly dependable on who's available.
I'm scared. I don't know what was that, guys, and I didn't do that.
Okay, that's enough for today. Bye, guys. Frame beef out.